Saturday night, Sunday morning live stream. Apologies, we don't have the usual table or the playmat. This is just a little quick one I've got to do. No new comics this week because my friend just came back from Japan, and a lot of my spare money is going back to paying him back for the awesome stuff that he got me. So this little stream is going to be going through those things, as well as taking a look at the Sarkin intro deck. That I picked up from the Corset 2019 pre-release today. So I've already opened it, and I already opened the booster because I couldn't wait. I wanted to try and pull the Mythic Sarkin from the booster or the Nicola Bolas, but yeah, we'll go through that as well. So starting things off, he got me 3 light novels. Sorry about the camera. And 3 Nendoroids. So first off, we have Volume 5 of Volume 6 of Shunin Testament. One of my favorite series. Obviously, there is the manga that got translated to English, which is cool. But obviously the light novels haven't been. Very, very lewd series. Basically a dirtier DxD. I actually really like the story though. I like the heroes and all that kind of stuff, and the lore behind the magic and stuff like that. Really, really interesting. If you like DxD, and you want something dirtier, or you want something similar to DxD but a little bit different, you probably might want to check this series out. Can't show you many of the illustrations on YouTube, unfortunately, because yeah, the series is quite lewd. We have Volume 1 of Oriwa no Twin Tail, I believe, or Gonna Be the Twin Tail. Its English name. Fucking hilarious series if you haven't seen it before. The first season is an anime. Basically, this dude gets told by this chick that he must save the world from monsters by turning into a twin tail and using the power of twin tails to save the world. I mean, it's a joke. It's a harem as well, which is pretty cool. And it's a lot of fun. Like, if you don't take it seriously, this book is really, really cool. So definitely, I really like this book. I like this series. Hopefully we get a season 2. I think this covers the first 4 episodes, I believe, is the first light novel. So it's hard to say what they normally cover. I think it's either like normally 2 or 4 episodes for a light novel. So. And then we have the 3rd volume of Data Bullet, which is the Kurumi spin-off series. Because Kurumi obviously is the most popular Data Lab character, so of course she get her own book. I believe, doing some research on this, it's been waiting to get this one for a while. I believe it is based on Alice in Wonderland, which is a cool fairy tale, one of my favorite fairy tales. And Kurumi is Alice, so that's it's pretty cool. I mean, huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland, but I always liked it. Obviously, my favorite Batman villain is the Mad Hatter, so, well, yeah. We also, he got me 3 Nendoroids, so I'm gonna use the camera around to move this. Apologies. So we have the Ultimate Madoka Nendoroid. So this one, I've already taken her out of the box because she's really, really cool. I haven't seen any other Nendoroids like her for a long time. She's a 5-year-old Nendoroid, so one of the more, I think, expensive ones, he said. She looks really, really good. I'm going to do a review of her because there's things about her that really bug me, which I'll talk about in the review. But when it comes down to it, she is a 5-year-old Nendoroid, so you have those issues. We have the magical Mami Tomoe, the last Mami Nendoroid I needed, because I have the Schoolgirl and the Maiko, and I think I did a review of the Maiko one up on the channel a while back. And we have Schoolgirl Homura, which is really, really nice. These 2 are actually quite cheap. It's pretty surprised. Obviously, Godoka was a lot more expensive because she was a lot older. Actually, Godoka was newer than these, but obviously they probably didn't make as many of her. But yeah, so there's a few Madoka Nendoroids I'm missing from the collection. I think Nagasa, if Nagasa got one. Also missing Devil Homura, because I think my friend said they had her, but she was like the same price as Godoka. So yeah. Also, of course, yesterday, well, if it's still Saturday, it's Tanabata in Japan. So I got to watch my favorite Day Live episode again, which is the Kurumi Star Festival from way back from the first OVA volume of Data Live, basically where the wedding dress Kurumi comes from. The happy version of Kurumi, or this pure version of her that falls in love with Shido, asks to go on a date. Really, really cool. And I watch it every Tanabata because, or whenever I really want to, but I always watch it every Tanabata for Day of Tanabata because it's my favorite episode and it's on Tanabata. And Tanabata is a really interesting festival I would love to go to one day in Japan. And finally, to end things off, we're going to take a look at the Saiken intro deck. So it's really cool. I mean, damaged the box a little bit, which makes me a little bit upset. But you do get a really cool deck box with Saiken on it. So each of the 5 intro decks features a Planeswalker, and you get a booster. And the deck is basically designed to work around that Planeswalker. So they all are, the Planeswalkers themselves are all exclusive to the boosters, to the intro decks, and of course they have another version of them in the set. So the one that you get is Saiken Dragon Soul. He's really, really cool. So he's a 6 mana Planeswalker, so very, very expensive Planeswalker. But if you're playing intro deck to intro deck, shouldn't be too much of an issue to get out. Probably not going to see too much play in Standard or Commander, I don't think. I mean, I love his ulti, but no one's ever going to let his ulti get off. So for +2, you deal 1 damage for each opponent and each creature your opponents control. It's pretty decent because it's a +2. He can, as a -3, he deals 4 damage to target player or Planeswalker. That's really interesting. Typical red things. And then his Neg-9 is to search your library for any number of dragon creature cards and put them on the battlefield. And of course, shuffling. So his Neg-9 is insane. Basically, like if you're playing him in a dragon deck in like Commander or even Standard, like this deck here has a ton of it. It comes with like 9 dragons. If you can Neg-9 this guy, you're probably going to win because you're going to get a shit ton of dragons out on the field. So Saiken continues to be the dragon Planeswalker, and that's why I really like him. I am planning to do a video on Saiken at some point in the future, so stay tuned for that. So the deck comes with 2 copies of a new Saiken sorcery. So prior to this set, the only other Saiken named spells were, well, we didn't actually have any. We had spells that featured, we had Saiken's Triumph and Saiken's Rage, actually, yeah. So they were both from Dragons of Tarkir, a huge dragon set, so obviously Saiken was heavily featured in that. So this card, Saiken's Dragonflight, it's a 5-cost spell, 3 converted to red. It's a sorcery, so it deals 3 damage to any target. Then I think this is why it's actually good. You look at the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal a red card from among them and put them into your hand and put the rest of the bottom in your library. So basically, search your top 5 for a red card and deal 3 damage to any target. So really, really cool. And I think this is a new wording. I might be wrong, but I think it can hit Planeswalkers, players, or creatures. So really, really cool. The deck also comes with some like weirder stuff. We get this new dragon as well. I think it's new. Demanding Dragon. Seems pretty good. It's a 5-cost, so 3 converted to red. Flying, obviously, when it enters, deal 5 damage to target opponent unless that player sacks a creature. So I actually might consider taking this in Kalia, because like Kalia can swing, drop this, force my opponent to sack a creature. So can be pretty handy. But I mean, it's Commander, who cares about 5 damage? But Standard, that dude would be pretty scary if you drop him. We have the legendary Shivan Dragon. I mean, he's in every freaking core set. He's a 6-cost dragon, 4 converted to red, flying, no shit. And then you fire breathing, so pay 1 red, he gets +1/+0. So bringing him out, I mean, hard casting him's a bit annoying. Like, I'd rather just cast Saiken than this dude. But I mean, if you can get him out with Saiken's ability, that's pretty cool. Especially if you bring out the Demanding Dragon and Shivan out with Saiken's ultimate Neg-9, you're going to be a huge pain in the ass. So all the intro decks are monocolor, so you get a shit ton of mountains. Yay, new artworks for mountains, pretty cool. So you get some other spells. So 2 instant copies of Electrify, so deal 4 damage to target creature. You get a Fiery Finish, which is a 6-cost sorcery, deal 7 damage. Goblin Motivator at 2, give something haste, so it can give you dragons haste once you summon them. Hostile Minotaur, just a 4-drop with haste, pretty cool for a starter deck. 2 Lightning Strikes, Lightning Strike, really good spell for intro decks to deal 3 damage to any target, really, really cool. vanilla 3-drop 4/2. Very, very good in intro deck versus intro deck. So, it's, you know, a 3-drop 4/2. Very, very powerful, especially for red. Shock, a 1-drop instant, deal 2 damage. Very, very cool. And another dragon that we get, I think this was from Fate Reforged or Khans. I'm not sure, because it mentions Kolaghan, so my favorite dragon from Magic. So it is I've never seen it before, so we're going to take a look at it. So it's a 5-cost dragon, 3 converted to red, with flying, no shit, because it's a dragon. It's a 3/3, so it's pretty weak. But when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 converted, 1 red, and if you do, it deals 3 damage to any target. So if you bring it out with something like Kalia, or you bring it out with Sarkhan, you know, you don't have to worry about paying its normal mana cost. You can just deal 3 damage. It's pretty small for a 5-drop dragon. There are cheaper dragons in Magic that do more. But the ability to be able to deal 3 damage is pretty cool. But you need a lot of mana to actually do that, which is a bit of a shame. But we have a Thud. It's a 1-cost sorcery. It forces you to sack a creature and then deal damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. It's pretty cool. Trumpet Blast. So instantly give all your creatures +2/+0 if they're attacking. 2 Venetia Pyromancer. So when it enters, deals 2 damage to target player or planeswalker. Really, really cool in trial intro deck versus intro deck, because you can hit your opponent's planeswalkers, because obviously it's gonna be whose planeswalker is better. We have 2 copies of another dragon. It's a volcanic dragon, so it's a 6-drop flying and haste for a 4/4. So it's not great, but for intro deck, having a 6-drop, having a 4/4 dragon with flying and haste is pretty good for 6-drop. We have a 7-drop golem. This is very costly for intro deck, I feel. But when it enters, destroy target non-land permanent opponent controls. We have 4 copies of this Kargan Dragon Rider, so he's pretty cool. So he's a 2-drop 2/2, and if you control a dragon, he has flying. So pretty easy to call. Especially because you do have a 3-drop dragon in this intro deck, which is a new Sarkhan card as well, called Sarkhan's Whelp. So it's flying, it's a 3-drop, so a 2 converted 1 red for a 2/2 flying dragon, and has actually a pretty cool ability. So whenever you activate the ability of a Sarkhan Planeswalker, Sarkhan's Whelp deals 1 damage. So it's like little Sarkhan's little baby dragon. So if you hit people with your Sarkhan Dragon Souls, +2 to deal a damage to everything, you can also deal damage off him, which is pretty cool. So moving on to the booster, I think, not sure when they changed it. I remember the last time I bought an intro deck was like Dragons of Tarkia, where you got, we actually got 2 boosters. They were like 25. This was 15, you get 1, so it's fair. So the pack we got was like this London Loxodon Linebreaker, so vanilla 3-drop. 3/2, it's alright for a vanilla. So you have this dispense, return target, non-land permanent turn to hand, instant. Not really a counter spell, but it's okay. Infernal Screaming, so when it enchant creature when it dies, +2, draw a card, so really good. This is a fucking hilarious card. I always love this card. Plummet, 2-drop, destroy target creature flying. Really good against dragon decks. I'm not sure if this comes with the green precon. It probably might, considering how this deck has so many characters with flying because it's a dragon deck. This Cavalry seems pretty cool. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight, cloaking Vigilance, and it has Vigilance as well, so 4-drop Vigilance. Skeleton Archer. He is a 4-drop with 3/3, and when he dies, deal 1 damage. Pretty cool. Wall of Mist, a 0/5. And I think there's like a wall legendary wall thing in this set that people are talking about building like wall tribal and stuff, which is pretty cool. Take Vengeance, destroy target creature. Seems pretty but if you top deck it and your opponent attacked you with something really annoying, it can be pretty good. Like a 2-cost kill anything really technically is not bad. So 2-cost Root Snare, prevent all damage, so another Fog. Could actually put this in my Spider deck, which I'm working on Spider Commander deck. We have another Vanguard. Oh boy. At the beginning of your combat, if you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +1/+1, and at the end of turn you gain 1 life. So a 1-drop 1/1 that has the potential to become a 2/2 and give you 1 life at the end of each turn. It's pretty cool for cat decks. Herald of Faith is a 5-drop angel, 3 colorless, 2 white, flying. Whenever it attacks, you gain 2 life. I'm not sure what this really does for angel decks in terms of like pure angels, but a 5-drop that has flying and actually gains you life at the end of turn is actually pretty decent I think at least for standard. I don't really know too much about standard because I play Commander more so. Another skeleton. I think Liliana worked with skeletons. So there's probably a lot of skeletons in this. So it is a 2-drop 1/1 where you can play 1 colorless, 1 black to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So it's not regenerate. I think you can bring it back whenever you want. This ability will activate out of grave, so it can actually be pretty decent if you need to cast a blocker. I'm not sure if you can do this in instant speed or not, but that'd be pretty cool if you could. We got Forest. It's actually a cool looking Forest. And then for the rare, I got a Cleansing Nova. So turns out this is not actually a bad card. It's probably not great. Didn't pull a mythic or anything, but none of us are that lucky really. But this is actually still a decent card to pull. So and at least I can run it. So it's a 5-drop board wipe, so 3 colors, 2 white. So you get to choose 1, destroy all creatures, and destroy all artifacts and enchantments. So pretty cool in my Kalia deck actually, because I have Avacyn out. She protects all my shit, makes it all destructible. I can destroy whatever I need to. And then flavor text wise, actually mentions demons, and that's an angel up there. So I think that's pretty cool. Lore-wise, and our token was a 1/1 soldier token. So that's it for that, guys. That is the intro deck and the booster. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty happy I was able to pick it up. It was only like $15 for a YOLO purchase just to get the Sarkhan. I want to collect like all the Sarkhan cards. So I think Sarkhan's like such a cool character, and the deck box is really sweet. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but it actually looks like there's space to actually hold your sleeve cards, which is really cool. The deck box, I mean, I've already thrashed. They're not super high quality, but it's nice that they actually give you a deck box that's, well, Wizards probably obviously put a lot of work into their products. And I was like just Sarkhan. It's really cool. So anyway, guys, I will be reviewing some of these Nendoroids on the channel. Also, in my last live stream, I did show you I got the new Kyoko Nendoroid as well. So she'll probably be the first Nendoroid I review, and I really actually want to review Godoka because there's a few things about the Nendoroid I'm not particularly happy with. I know because it's obviously an older one. But if you guys would like me to do a specific Nendoroid reviewed first of the Mami, Godoka, or Homura, please let me know in the comments below. I'll hopefully try and get around to reviewing some of them. I also definitely will review Kyoko as well. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.